Okay, here is the another playthrough of a level of my game for DGM 2610. It's still the same game through the close, and it is still the same story concept. You, the player, have by sheer accident found yourself in an alternate shadow dimension, and you are being chased down by shadow people who want to catch you and eat your soul. What I've done for this time is, because I had most of the level laid out the way that I wanted it last time, is I've added new sections of the level so that you don't have to play through the same way every time. There is this upper section and this lower section. Through a couple of different playthroughs, I found that the fastest way to go through is to not do what I'm doing right now, but actually to go through the middle section for probably the first third. Go up this ladder, go through the top section, and then go through the middle section once the top section ends. But that said, that there are going to be, once we put in more ways to score points and stuff like that, there are going to be, if we do that, there are going to be some perks for going through the first part of the top level of the level and the bottom section of the level as well. So most of these obstacles, they are there in order to slow you down. So the ladder, you have to take the ladder, but it does slow your forward motion a little bit. The swimming, yes, it's a way to get through, but also it slows you down, and here you have to swim, or you have to get on those platforms above it in order to avoid the water, but it does slow you down. These hurdles, if you miss a jump or mistime a jump, you have to go back a little bit, and maybe you only lose a second or two, but depending on how you've been playing up to that point and how much time you've been spending doing other things, the second or two might be enough to allow the shadow people to reach in and grab you. It was kind of fun trying to come up with a 2-sentence story blurb for this game, for the assignment in general. Every time I tried to come up with one, I'll admit that I kept on coming back to this exceedingly cheesy rhyming couplet, which was just, you take a wrong turn and the world turns to gray, that's when the shadow men come out to play. Which is, as I said, very cheesy. I'm not using it. The one I actually ended up going with was, you've taken a wrong turn and ended up in a new world without an invitation, but don't worry, your hosts are happy to let you stay forever. Now I must admit that when I decided that that was the 2-sentence story blurb that I was going with, I was kind of picturing it as the book blurb on the back of a Goosebumps book, with a foil cover and a sort of, at least kid version of scary illustration on the front, which is actually kind of the vibe that I'm going with for this game. I did put that it was rated T for teen on my proposal sheet, but I do kind of, that was more for I guess kind of for parents, like, I know, because I know that there are some parents who, and some kids actually, who don't like things that are spooky. But the sort of vibe that I personally want to give this game is more of a Haunted Mansion feel, or a certain kind of Haunted Mansion feel, where there are parts of it that are kind of creepy, but most of it's just very fun, and I just missed that jump and died, or would die if I had a death block. So what I'm going to do, so we don't have to play through that entire thing again, is actually take my little player capsule and drag him over to the stairs. Well, or I guess her over to the stairs. The character in this game is a girl. There we go. That's actually one of the first times I've died in that particular spot. Nope. Okay. Alright, so this is almost the end of the level. Got this floating pond we have to go through here. And that is something that we are going to need. That is a high jump power up. One of the things I did want to do in this game, as opposed to what we did in the class last semester, was actually to have it be so that you can't change the trajectory of your jump midair. Basically, if you make a jump and you have too much or too little forward momentum, you might miss it, and then you might die, or you might have to do it again, and in having to do it again, you might die. But so that's why that is like that. That's the end of the level of kind of the playthrough for this time. So thank you, and have a good rest of the day.